mindset, and he had been in the business for over 40 years, and he was tired. And his philosophy at that point was he was happy where he was at, and he was just going to keep it right there. I personally have the philosophy that's not possible. You're either moving forward or backwards. So whenever I took over the store, things weren't going well. Plus, I was the repairman and the jewelry designer. So I was in the repair shop all day long. I didn't have the ability to monitor the inventory mix, to train my staff, to work on marketing. I spent my entire day fixing jewelry and designing it. And then one day it came to me that we didn't have a good enough presence in Wilmington. After 17 years, there were other jewelry stores who hadn't been around as long and were better known than us. We didn't train our staff consistently like we should have. And I was just way too busy to get the stuff done that needed to get done. If you've read that article, one day my dad walked in the store and told me there were 3 lights out on the sales floor, which I had not even noticed because I didn't go out on the sales floor. I didn't have time. And I knew things were bad, and I knew I needed to do something to fix those things. So I decided to focus on 3 areas. The first area I was going to focus on was marketing. So I started studying and reading everything about marketing and advertising. The next area was our sales process. I knew that needed to be documented, trained, and it needed to be consistent among my staff. And in people management, I needed some more staff to take some of the responsibilities off of me that either I wasn't really good at or didn't have time to do. We're about to talk about those things that I've done. And we really worked through the process, and we really developed some of what I believe to be some really good processes. But what I would like for everybody to understand is, although I did these things, I have to give credit to God for His direction in my life, because I believe God is blessing me and my family. And I'm not going to preach to everybody today, but I do believe that's a necessary aspect of my life and my business. If anybody here would like to have a conversation about that after we're done, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. The way that I advertise my store are through these areas: direct mail, television, radio, all over media, frank deals, websites, events. And we're looking at the Greater Wilmington Business Journal Spot On Video product that they put out, which I think would be really good. Whenever I focus on marketing, I try to achieve 3 different goals. One goal is to get more customers into my store. My second goal is to get my existing customers into my store more often. And then my third goal is to increase my average ticket sale. Now, when I'm trying to get my customers back into my store more often, what I use exclusively is direct mail. For me, direct mail is the most effective for that. Because I'm mailing to people who know me, my response rate is anywhere from 18 to 46% if it's a successful promotion for me. Although I have had some that did less than that and those are not successful. Television, radio, the rest of those other media, I use those to generate new customers for my store. And then to increase my average ticket sale is my add-on and upsell processes that are in my sales process once the customer's in the store buying something. We also do some special events and things like that. With direct mail, this is one of my postcards. I have a system where we do postcard campaigns. When you're doing direct mail, your first objective is to get past the trash can. Everybody opens their direct mail. Everybody opens their mail over the trash can. Throw away the stuff that they're not interested in. So your first objective is to get past the trash can. To do that, it has to be something that catches their attention. These postcards that I send out are cool because, for instance, this is one of my anniversary cards, and you'll notice on the tree is carved the customer's name. Every customer that gets one of those cards, their name is carved into that tree along with their anniversary date. On the back of the card is a message to them with their name used in it and a compelling offer for them to bring the card in and use it in my store. I have this for birthdays, which is the next one. The customer's name is written in balloons. And in the next one, it's written on that, this is a ladies' night event, and their name is written on the wine stopper, champagne bottle stopper. The reasons these are effective: first of all, customers don't throw these cards away. They're unique. They're kind of fun. They've got their names professionally printed on it in an odd way. They keep these. They put them on their refrigerators. They put them on the coffee table. They show them to their friends. If they come in and use the card, they ask if they can have it back because they think it's so cool. That gets me past the trash can. Once you're past the trash can, you have to have a compelling offer. But that's the important part of getting past the trash can. Another way that I get past the trash can on direct mail pieces is, this is my half off, half the store sale. Now what I do here is, I put a piece of police tape down the center of my store. One half of my store is half off. The other half of my store is regular price or whatever we do agree to discount things. The half of the store that is half off, it is truly half off. We haven't jacked the price up to knock it back down. It's merchandise that I've had long enough that I want to get rid of. We write this letter, we hand address the envelope, and put a first class stamp on it. Those are two things that do increase readability on direct mail. Hand address and first class, not a bulk rate stamp. Once we've stuck it, we rip the letter in half and tape it shut and put it in the mail. So when the customer gets that in the mail, they've got a damaged piece of mail. When they pull it out, it doesn't look like anything else in their mailbox. And their first thought is, what happened to my mail? Now, what the post office did, completely unintended, they thought their machines had ripped my letters in half. They took my letters, stuck them in a plastic bag that said, "We're sorry we damaged your mail," and sent it on to the customer. So now what's the chances of somebody not opening that piece of mail? Almost zero. Now once they open it, so that got me right past the trash can. And that's my most effective as far as response rate goes, that promotion. Then they open it and read it. So now you have to have a compelling offer in your direct mail piece. And I have a system that I use to build my direct mail letters. In the body, I have very specific offers to them. But you'll notice at the bottom I have 2 PSs. And the reason I do that, those PSs actually summarize my offer in the letter. Because if somebody opens a letter and thinks there's too much text and doesn't want to read it, they will always go down and read your PS. So if they go down and read those 2 PSs, they will then turn around, hopefully, those are compelling enough that they'll go up and read the rest of the letter. And I got about a 38% response rate on that mail. My next one that's very successful is my pirate promotion, Treasure Chest campaign. This gets past the trash can in a lot of cases because the envelope is a different material. It's yellowed, it's kind of brittle feeling, and there's a bulge right underneath the return address. When you open up the piece, there's a letter in there. The bulge is the key, and they're to bring the key in to try and unlock the treasure chest. One problem you have with promotions like this is people will come in, try to win, and leave without buying anything. So we developed a second chest that if this key didn't open the original chest, there was another chest without a lock. They opened that up, and it was other things that they could win. Discounts on merchandise, lower prices on pieces, things like that. I sent out 3,000 of these letters. I got 1,100 customers that came in off of it. But I sent out 100 winning keys. I only had 4 winning keys come back. It means 96 people got winning keys and didn't take advantage of it. Now next year, that's going to be in the letter. That if you received a key last year and didn't use it, yours might have been a winner because 96 people did not use their keys. More than 96 didn't use it, but 96 winners didn't use it. And so I think that will be even more effective next year. I think the pirate promotional piece bigger next year than it was this year. All over media. That's another success story for me because Scott Sigmund owns All Over Media. He came into my store a few years ago and was trying to talk me into using his service. Well, honestly, do y'all know what All Over Media is? It's the billboards that are over the urinals in the bathroom. Honestly, I couldn't picture my jewelry store over a urinal. It just didn't seem to fit. Scott guaranteed me he would make it successful for me. He guaranteed me he'd make it work. And so I agreed to do it. The product that's on that billboard right there is my Wilmington destination bracelet. For me to have that designed and manufactured, I had to do a minimum of 10,000 pieces. I had that bracelet for 6 months and still had over 9,000 of those bracelets left in stock. I really thought that during the summer they would be gone. I agreed to this. We put these billboards up in October. 2 weeks before December, I was out of bracelets. The reason that this works so well for me is because advertisements have to be compelling and or actionable. And because people who live in Wilmington love Wilmington, they love our Wilmington collection. They want a piece of jewelry.